Hi everyone, this is Clint with Clint's Classic World. Just wanted to let you know I'm en route right now because a buddy of mine contacted me and said, hey Clint, check this out. Sent me a photo of a pretty cool looking AAR. Been in contact with the gentleman. His name is Randy. He said, why don't you come out and take a look at this thing? Well, let's get there, let's check it out, and go through and let's talk to Randy, see what he has to say about it. Okay, I'm here with Randy, looking at this AAR. So Randy, tell me a little bit about how you found this car.
Well, I've been on a search for a quality AAR for several years, and I just never could hit upon the right one at the right price, and I hesitated, and I own also a 1967 Plymouth Gtx 440 car, and the same man that restored that car restored this one, and I heard about this before it ever went on the market for sale and so forth, and kind of got in the back door, if you will, to get the car. The car is an original 40,000 mile car. It has been taken apart and rotisseried and detailed top to bottom, so forth and so on. The motor is standard bore, never been apart, and so forth. So it's a really good quality car, never been rusted, but it is its second paint job.
Yeah, but that's low miles. Shoot, so all the body panels and everything, all original.
That's correct, yeah. It's not had any patch panels or quarters or anything put on it. I don't know the exact origin of the car, where it came from, but I got it out of the Indianapolis, Indiana area.
Yeah, and so you, so did you basically, on the car here, is this something that you've, always wanted these cars? How did you, have you always been buying these cars all your life, or kind of tell me the story on that?
Well, if you pan around the room here, you can see there's several posters of cars, and I've been into cars and motorcycles all my life. There were a few cars that were very iconic to me, and growing up I read every hot rod magazine and Carcraft and all the motorcycle magazines, and the 67 Shelby, the AAR Cuda, and a Boss 302 Mustang were kind of the cars I loved, and all of them are kind of Trans Am racers, road track cars. I just thought that the way they did this car, the short wheelbase, the graphics and so forth, were just really, really awesome. So I set out to find one, as I mentioned earlier, several years ago, and it's taken this long for me to find the one that I wanted.
Cool. Yeah. So what's the, tell me about like the color and all the options that this one carries.
Okay, so all of the AAR Cudas, as you know, came with the fiberglass hood and the side exit exhaust and so forth, and the strobe stripes, and they all had the hood pins, the little dive plane spoilers on the front, and the spoiler back here, and from there they were optioned somewhat differently. This car has just high back black bucket seats, 4-speed, and it has what they call the standard instrument cluster. So it's, could you show me? So it's there's no tachometer and so forth, but it's the camera case style finish rather than the wood grain.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, there's the 4-speed.
You see the reverse light indicator up on the dash that tells you you're in reverse because you can't get the key out.
Yep. There it is, the reverse light. Yep.
That. And the interlock for the steering wheel and so forth. I don't know if it was an option or not, but this car has front and rear speakers for the radio. There's a little knob.
Yes.
So
yes.
Again, I don't know if that's an option or if that was in all those. It's kind of to the left of the radio.
Oh yeah. Look at this knob. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Yeah. Very cool.
And then the other options that were available were power steering and power front disc brakes, which this has, and then the 11-inch rear drums. And
yeah, and what's nice about that is if you notice here, they're painted in brick red.
Yeah.
That they're supposed to be. That's cool.
Yeah, the man that did this car obviously knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I've done very minor things to it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Fixed a couple of issues with the brake system and a couple of little electrical things, and that was about it. The car, as mentioned, still has its original engine and the 6-barrel setup. Get this opened up here.
Nice.
The original carburetors still on the car, and of course the fender tag and the Trans Am tag are intact.
Yeah, very clean.
Yeah. And you ask about the color. This color is FF4.
Yep.
Which is lime green metallic.
Yep.
Although to me it's olive, but
Yeah.
that's what they called it. I think,
It does look olive, doesn't it? Yeah.
I think the really bright green was maybe sassy grass or something like that.
Yeah, so they had a limelight green type.
Limelight,
Yeah. Sassy grass is another color, or maybe it was go green or something. They had some different. Maybe go green might be.
A lot of different colors.
Sometimes I get confused with so many different wild colors, and some of them were Mopar, and some of them were Ford and Chevy. They had their own interesting, like Hugger Orange, I believe, was a Chevy thing. But yeah, very nice.
This is a reproduction hood. As most people know, the originals tended to warp because of their flimsiness. I do have an original hood, and someday I may put it back on and match the paint and so forth. So, but for right now, this serves its purpose just fine.
And I like it, the grill and everything. I mean, they did a pretty good job. The guy that built this, it's a very clean car. It's well done. I mean, you know, you go up to a lot of these cars, and you know, just small things like when you look right here at the lights, you know, the attention to detail. They did it really well. I mean, and the screws and everything look like they have the right markings on the heads. So, I mean, that's, you know, there's little things like that people will go and get their own screw kits up at the hardware store, and this thing actually looks, you know, looks like the guy knew what they were doing. So
yeah, he's owned quite a few B bodies in his life and a few E's.
And see, this is correct too. How it's painted on the. That's both of those supposed to be painted. A lot of people leave the master cylinder unpainted, which is incorrect. You know, it is correct though if you go like into 71 when they changed the power booster, but in 70 it should be like that. So that's it's well done.
Yeah, so I'm not the concours kind of guy. I love to make them look good. I love to make them run good.
Yeah.
My 67 Shelby on the outside looks as 100% original as you can get, but it's a hot rod underneath.
Yeah, that's me too, honestly. I mean, you'll look at some of my stuff and man, it'll look like it's all stock and factory, but then all of a sudden it might have like a stroker engine in there, or, you know, or something that you don't even know about. But I mean, I use a lot of original stuff sometimes on my cars, so that it looks like it's, you know, perfect. Now, if I have to do a car for somebody, of course, then if whatever they want is what I'll do. If it has to be original cam or, you know, specs, then I'll have to do stuff like that.
I'm kind of a nut for the no rust cars. I don't like cars that have had to have been quartered or rebuilt from, you know, the ground up. I think there's a lot of value in just
all original.
The car hasn't been crunched or wrecked and so forth.
Right.
This car shows no evidence of that at all. There's a known history on the car, almost all the way back. It sat in a guy's showroom for many, many years, undriven. And then in about 96, the car had about 35,000 miles on it. And so it's only had about 5,000 in the last 20 some odd years.
Wow.
And all of this work was done in 2014. So it's worn pretty well.
Yeah, it's a nice looking car for sure. what I like about the AARs too are the side exhausts. I think that's just really cool. That and the TAs, they're just, both of those types of vehicles, just the strobe and the paint work, the way that they changed everything, blacked it out on the hood. I mean, it was just really, really cool.
And you know, the rear springs are unique to those cars to raise the back end. I think they said it's about 1 3/4 to 2 inches to make room for those side exhausts.
Did you have the build sheet and stuff for this car?
Sure do.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the tires on this are, you know, obviously not the style of the original. These are, you know, road tires, radial TAs. And also the AAR Cuda was the very first production car to have staggered tires. They came with G60 15s and E60 15s. So it always looked like it was going downhill.
Right. And you have the sway bar in the back, everything, that's good. Something that a lot of people miss in a lot of these cars. Cool. Okay, here's the trunk. And you have the space saver. Nice. Very clean. Yep, jack looks well. Looks very nice. You have the right, this is deadening, the sound deadening type area over here. That's good. There's speakers. Yeah. I like the detail that was done on the, again, on the lights. The lights look really clean, everything.
And I believe this is your tank vent, correct? Gas tank vent?
Yeah. Yep, looks good.
I had to build one of those for my 67 Shelby. They hadn't invented that yet.
And what's nice about this too is this is, a lot of people miss right here, this is overspray correctly. With overspray. A lot of people just leave those new, you know.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice car. Well, Randy, this has been great. Thank you for showing us your car, your AAR. It's been really cool.
Thank you, man. I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, and thanks for, you know, I know you have all these stories and always been wanting one, and now you finally have it.
That's right.
All right, well, thanks again, and talk to you later.